Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly along with Lyle Stokes. I'm Josh, the weekend angler. And Lyle, it warmed up a little bit today, but it is still cold in my neck of the woods. But you know what? It's nice out here in the shop.
Dude, it's so much better than it has been for the last couple of weeks.
We hit almost 40 today, and man, you should have seen the snow melting. It was great.
Yeah, well, it is. It's melting, and we're going to have upper 40s by the weekend and 50s shortly after that.
Oh, nice, very nice.
So 60s after that.
But you know what that means? It's going to be time to get out and do some fishing. And
If we can get the ice off the water.
if we can get the ice off the water, but that's going to go away for too long. It's not going to stay.
I hope you're right about that.
And I have noticed the past few times that I've been out fishing that my supply of sinkers is nowhere near what it should be.
That's you can't have too many because if you do have too many of one kind, you can melt them down and make something else out of
You make something else, yeah. So that's what I figured tonight. Chad is unable to join us tonight, so we had to kind of change the idea at the last minute. But I figured I'd go out to the shop tonight and pour some lead. I haven't done that in a while, and maybe if anybody has any questions about pouring your own sinkers, then we'll be able to answer those and kind of show it as we go here.
it. Absolutely. I've been making sinkers for, oh my God, I don't know how many years. Long time.
You made the first sinker though, didn't you?
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I mean, I've made them every way, shape, or form, and I seen your pot that you're using tonight, and I have two of them like that, and they work really well, especially for pouring jigs. But I've got ladles and everything else, from melting them down into pans and stuff, and
Oh yeah,
uh, there's a million ways to do it. The thing is, keep water away from it. Be very safe because that lead will hurt you bad.
molten lead and water do not mix.
They do not, and
I
that includes
promise you,
sweat.
they do not mix.
That includes sweat.
And if you are out in the driveway smelting lead, getting all the impurities out of it, and it decides to rain, just get the hell away from it.
Yeah,
I promise you, ask me how I know that, just get away from it because you will never get that stuff off your driveway
no,
or off you if you're too close.
that's right.
But
It burn right in.
let's see, we got a little bit of a late start, but we've got 35 folks in here watching, and hopefully my voice is going to hold out for tonight's show. But take a look at chat here real quick. Leading us off, I see Miss Heather Stokes. Hello, sis. We've got Bureau Boys Outdoors. We've got Bugman 22. There's Mama Stokes. Hello, Cindy. There is Lisa Swain, the catfishing lady. There is channel member Mark from Catfish and Crappie. Been a member 57 months. Thank you, buddy. Yep, come back here. I don't like this mouse on my laptop. Let's see here. There's Catch Fish with Us. This is why we need Lyle every week. Lyle wouldn't keep us waiting. Here is Donald Knight Sr. Hello, Don. Let's see here. Scrolling through. There is my beautiful wife, Christina Dunnigan, who's probably enjoying that I'm out here doing the show in the shop tonight because she don't have to keep the children corralled in one room. There is our buddy Schmieder of the Cedars. Nubby's Catfishing. Nebraska Wildcats. Let's see here. There is Benoit Fishing Outdoors. Hello, Gabby and Allison. There is Lance McCougai, the Hawaiian fisherman. He said he is airbrushing a flathead lure with a blue cat color scheme. Sounds crazy. I got to see a picture of that when you're done. That sounds cool. Guys, if you haven't seen that, I don't know. Lance has been posting a lot of stuff on Facebook here lately. He is airbrushing custom lures, and they are beautiful. They're works of art. Let's see. There's Mr. Greg Burgess. Hey, buddy.
That flathead looks really cool.
I ordered me a flathead. There is Clint from Circle Hook Productions. Hey, buddy. Good to see you in here. Maker of the game that causes me to spend a lot of my free time doing anything but what I really probably should be doing. And it now burns up my daughter's tablet time, which is hilarious. She spends half her tablet time playing the fishing game. There's Mr. Danny Stone Outdoors. He said he wasn't the only one late tonight. Nope, that's the truth. I was trying to get everything set up here at the last minute. Let's see, scrolling. There's Hooked on Cats with Captain Terry Rogers. He had a good video this weekend. I saw that about catching skipjack. I happened to be very familiar with that area that he was catching skipjack in. So.
That sure is fun.
And we have one more thing to do. That gets us down to the bottom of the chat. We're drawing for the February Top Cat. And, it's kind of means something to me. Last year was our first season of Top Cat. And January and February, we had crappy weather across the country.
Yep.
And as such, we didn't have any sign-ups for January or February. This year, though, we have crappy weather across the country, but we still have folks signing up. So that shows that Top Cat is growing. And so far this year, we've had a lot of new faces on Top Cat. So
I'm excited about that.
And that's what we like. And February is going to be no exception. Of the 4 names on for February are all 4 new names to meet. And I'm looking forward to meeting whoever we
oh, heck yeah.
we go with. So I've got to step over to this other computer at the other side of the room here. And when I do so, I will let Lyle kind of call us through it, but we'll get the wheel going. Kaboom. We've got Zach Jose, Stephen Cox, Jeffrey Roan, and Leanne Modeler? I'm going to butcher that no matter what I do there. So, Leanne, forgive me. And just a reminder, the way we do this, we spin, the very first spin is for the February competitor. Hello, Mark Barnum. And then we will spin one more time for the first alternate. If something happens that the competitor is unable to fish, we go to our first alternate. We spin one more time for a second alternate in case that first alternate isn't able to fish. And that actually is how it worked out last month. We ended up on the second alternate. So between work and this and that going on, so I will step over there. We'll get ready and we'll spin the first one. And Lyle, if you'll take care of the names, I'll be right back.
I got it. Wonder if I can enlarge them or if I got to put my glasses on. Here we go. Where's the arrow? There it is. Zach Jose is the winner, be our competitor for this month. And we'll have a first runner-up. And that will be Leanne. And Jeffrey Roan will be our second runner-up. Congratulations, everybody. Josh, get his new thing going here. There we go.
There we go. I had to get moved back over to the laptop. But congratulations, Zach. I'll be reaching out to him when the show is over, and letting him know, getting in touch with him as far as how to do everything. He'll be fishing on the 16th of February. That's 2 Mondays from today. And let's see here. Let me get moved over to the. Make sure this is going to work. Yep, good try. There we go.
Is that clean lead you have there, Josh? Or
that is clean lead. Now there'll be a little bit of there's always a little bit of oxidation.
Yep.
That's this stuff right here.
But not near as much as if you was using dirty wheel weights.
Nope. And I always keep that stuff because when I build anchors,
fill it up.
I fill the pipe up. Once I get it all welded up, I fill that pipe up with that all that slag and crap. Makes it way more. So we're going to start out making these river sinkers, coin sinkers. Making those in 2, 3, and 4 ounce. And you can make 3 at a time with this. I probably should have preheated this mold, but what I'm going to do is just stick it under there. The way this mold works, let me see if I can. There we go. You just lift this up to pour, and the lid comes out the bottom down here.
I usually just set the mold up on top of there while it's warming up, and by the time the lid's melted,
it's ready to do it.
It's ready to go.
And I'm just going to pour some. I'm going to pour some blank sinkers. You see, we now have lead in there. 3 sinkers, but I didn't use the eyes. So what we'll do with those, they come out of the mold, right back into the lead pot. And we'll do that. If we pour that mold full, a couple, 2 or 3 times, it ought to get good and hot.
Or just leave it set in there for a minute. Josh, have you ever poured enough that them handles get so hot you couldn't hold on to them?
I have poured enough to where the handle catches fire.
Yep.
And then it burns out the screw hole.
You got a loose one.
Yep, it burned out. It got that handle hot enough that the screw was hot enough to burn the handle.
Wow.
So that made for. But as you pour, as you get familiar with your mold and everything, you get a feeling for how many pours you can do.
And that's when it's nice to have an extra mold there of something else you want to do.
Things like I pour a lot of egg sinkers, little small egg sinkers, because I use those when I'm making dragon weights. And I've got 2 of the exact same mold for that reason. I can pour about 20 pours, and then I set that mold aside, go to the other one, and I get 20 pours, and by the time I've poured that second 20, the first mold's cool enough to start using again.
That's right.
So I'll put those back in. By all accounts, I should be wearing safety glasses. I'm not. So this is kind of a do as I say, not as I'm doing kind of show tonight.
Right. And gloves are always a good idea.
Gloves are good.
Leather preferably. Welding gloves work really well.
Welding gloves are your absolute best choice. Mm-hmm. Long pants is a necessity. Long sleeves is a good idea.
And boots, leather boots is wonderful.
Leather boots, yeah. No flip flops or nothing like that. So I'll show you what I'm working with here. This is the brass eye that goes into that mold, and you pre-stage your mold. So that's what those look like. That's your eye that you attach your sinker slide to when you put these coin sinkers on. So half of that eye is outside to tie to, the other half is inside, and lead adheres to brass very, very, very well.
It does. Creel said he done that a while back.
Creel's in here tonight?
Yep.
Hello, Jeremy. All right, let's get that.
He also says do not wear Crocs while pouring lead.
Nope. Nope.
Sounds like a voice of experience.
I was dumb and had to do that one time. I had to do it before I learned.
Sounds like something Doctor would do.
So there's 3 sinkers.
Turned out pretty good. Got a little wrinkle in them.
I'll start setting these off to the side. Get off there. And I try to kind of keep them in that. I've got a little pot or a little pan over here that I put them in. It's just one of those little magnetic things. And I try to keep them kind of somewhat semblance of order in there. And one of the things, let me grab one that isn't burning hot, so I can show you guys something.
I usually put them out on concrete, and they cool off real quick that way.
Here we go.
That's right, Terry. I always have a properly ventilated area. That is 100%.
Yep, I've got the fan going back here behind me. So there's what that sinker looks like when it comes out of the mold. That little triangle piece, that's where the lead pours through in the mold. And you got to cut that off when you're done, and it comes out looking like that.
Right.
But
called a sprue.
The best thing that I kind of figured on these is just go ahead and pour all your sinkers, and when you get a good mess of them, then you can cut that off, because you don't want to you'll burn yourself trying to cut them off every single time.
Yep, that's right.
And then you keep those things, because you throw those little pieces back in the lead pot, and
doesn't take very many of them to make another weight.
No, you can make more sinkers.
That's right. Danny Stone says my rule is no one's allowed anywhere near when I'm pouring lead. Stay away till I'm done.
That is a very good.
Not a bad idea.
Yep. You want to do that. I mean, especially, like, I'll let my kids out here in the shop when I'm working on stuff, but not when I'm pouring lead. When I'm pouring lead, the shop is off limits.
Yeah. Well, I think lead melts at around 600 degrees, so it's pretty hot.
Yeah, you don't want to. It'll burn you.
It does cool down quick, though. Not quick enough if it gets on you.
Yeah, if you get a hold of it, you're going to wish it cooled off faster than it does.
You betcha.
Now I'm using little flat-headed screwdriver to kind of press that. Oh, can't see it. Kind of press that down in the mold. Again, you don't want to burn yourself, so that helps. And those eyes kind of, they almost snap into place. Not all of them will, because they're not all built equal. But as long as they're in place and the mold will shut, that's your big thing. If your mold doesn't shut and you go to pour, lead's just going to run out the bottom like a sieve.
That's right.
You'll know it in a hurry if your mold isn't right, and that's when you get splatters, and that's when you get burned.
That is correct.
And don't use house shoes. Been there, done that. There we go. Let's see. Smelled burning rubber about a second before I would give it best guide. There we go. Creole was doing the swamp stomp.
I'm quite sure.
But if anybody has any questions on lead pouring or pots or anything like that, go ahead and throw them in the chat there. What I've seen, it looks like a lot of our viewers tonight are folks that I know are very familiar. Most of them are pouring their own stuff too. So get on there.
Donald Knight says, "Are those do-it molds?" I believe they are.
Yes. That's the only ones that I've ever bought is the do-its. They are very good quality molds. The price has gone through the roof though over the past
my God,
5 6 years.
They're ridiculous.
And I don't understand why.
Well, Chad's not in here tonight, so I can tell you why.
Look, one of those pieces fell off when I was trying to pull the sinker out.
Oh, one of the brass pieces?
No, one of the.
Oh, the sprue.
The sprue. But sometimes that happens. When it does, it's just a bonus. You don't have to mess with it later.
That's correct.
So I've poured 4 of each flavor right now.
Christina says, "I buy fun molds for Josh at the thrift store."
Oh yeah, she does it. That's for when I'm making lead ingots. And a lot of the times, you make those mini muffin tins.
Yep. They'll warp.
Mini muffin tins give you something like this.
Yep.
And if you find them at the cheapest place is a thrift store.
If you find the ones that are stamped and not soldered in, you're way ahead of the game.
And if you can find them that aren't the Teflon, that's the better ones to get.
Yep.
But if all you can find is the Teflon ones, the first couple times you use that, it's going to burn that Teflon off. Just try not, don't breathe around that while you're doing it. That stuff's bad for you. But I'm trying to find I might have used them all. Because she found me a Christmas cookie mold one time. And it had toy soldiers and I think maybe a bell, a snowman or something like that. Oh yeah, she's been buying cast iron molds.
Yep. Hey, you can buy them from Lyman and different places, and they're little square things. And
yeah, they make it very good. Lyman makes a very good half-pound and 1 pound ingot mold.
Yes, they do.
But at the same time, to me personally, if I'm not selling the lead, I don't care if it's 1 pound or half pound or whatever else. See, I'm due up. I've got, inch and a half. I got that spoon's width of space left in the lead pot, so it's time to add some lead to this, and this one we'll do here in just a second. Get off there.
Yeah, they're hard. Cast iron molds are hard to come by these days, unless you buy them new and you pay a premium for them if you find them. And
so we've got mini muffin,
and it'll hold several of those. Is that a 10-pound pot? Do you say?
That's a 10-pound. Now, if you go to Rural King or wherever, you can get for making cornbread, and it makes real good lead molds. So we'll put an ear of corn in there. And then I've got some old sinkers that have gotten oxidized and whatnot. We'll put them in.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that one's bubbly.
Greg Burgess says, Josh, you can use lead from a car battery. You can if you don't mind going through the work to do it.
All the everything inside it. Yeah, ain't no kidding.
It's a lot of work, and it smells horrible.
Oh, it's awful. But it does work.
It's a 10-pound pot, Danny.
Yep, it's 10-pound. But yeah, old sinkers, drop them in.
And what happens a lot of times, Josh, somebody will get really involved with doing this because it's kind of fun to do when you ain't got nothing else to do. Like the weather's been crappy, it's a great time to make sinkers, and guys will make way too many of one kind, or they quit using that particular kind, and they can just melt it down and reuse it again.
Make something else.
Yep.
Now, some of the eyes and stuff, like I just melted sinkers that had some eyes and some swivels and stuff. Now, these were really bad shape, so I'm not going to worry about keeping those. But if you're melting down a fairly new sinker, that eye is going to float to the top.
Yep.
And you can get that out and you can reuse it. There's no reason not to. But in this case, it looked like hell. So we're going to. And all I'm doing is taking this old spoon and just kind of going up and down the inside of the lead pot.
Jeremy says, best lead out there, if you can find it, is the sheet lead from radiology rooms.
Yes.
And
hospital lead.
Yeah, you can find it, but there's always a waiting list for that. I had a buddy of mine that worked for the university, and I don't know what they do with it. He worked in the maintenance department, and they get that in what looked like railroad iron in like 8, 10, 12-foot lengths of it, move it with forklifts and stuff. And they had a big piece of it left one time, and his boss says, you use any lead for anything? And he told him he did, and he says, get it out of here. I'm tired of tripping over that. And he got to take one of them pieces home with him.
Oh, man.
It wasn't a full one, it was like
right, but hell,
4 feet. That's a lot of lead.
Now, that mold has reached the point where it is hot.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable to touch, but that's 6 pores. So I have 6 of each of these sinkers. And all we'll do for now is we'll set that mold aside, let it cool down some. We'll open it up, let some air get across it. We'll open that up, set it there, and we'll grab us a different mold.
Hey, Ray, how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you made it in.
Make good friends with the demolition company. They ain't no kidding. And if you could ever find like roof lead or anything like that, the last time I bought lead, it was all roof lead. Let's see, what do we want for? We'll let the chat decide. We're gonna make no rolls or we're gonna make cannonballs. Because I got to make both, but cannonball. Which of y'all want to see, cannonballs or no rolls? Now this is for the no rolls. Anytime you've got a pull pin, if you oil that pull pin before you use it, you'll be a much happier person.
Absolutely.
And I used motor oil. Motor oil works good. Right now I'm using mineral oil. It probably works better. It smokes a hell of a lot less.
Pam cooking spray works good.
Yeah. Yeah, just use whatever you got, you know. Walmart parking lot has lots of lead. Just go get one wheel at a time. There we go. Ray Smith, it'll be the 1, 2, 3, and 4 ounce cannonballs, I believe. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4s. There's Dog and I Outdoors. Hello, hello. We'll pour some cannonballs. That's good bumping weights there. And that takes a lot of lead in that.
How big is it?
There's only a 3 ounce that I was pouring, but it took forever to fill, it seemed like. All right, sometimes there's a tip right there. If your lead pot starts dripping, then you shut it off, and it's still just dripping lead like crazy, and it'll make a pile of it all the way back up to the spout if you let it. Have you a flat-bladed screwdriver? Take that, just turn it left and right.
Yep.
And that'll clear out whatever dirt or trash or whatever's in there causing that. And then make it stop dripping.
That's right. Danny says my favorite one's to pour flat bank sinkers.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They work really well, and they work really well for back bouncing, too.
I learned to bump with a cannonball.
They don't have quite as big a footprint, but you don't need it most of the time.
The 8 and 10 ounce molds take a lot. Oh, Creole, I got you beat. Hold on. Let me find it. I know it's in here. There it is. Since we're on the subject of cannonballs, cannonball sinker. 12 and 16 ounce.
Wow.
That is straight up making real cannonballs at that point.
Yeah.
And you don't want to try to pour those where the bottom pour spout. You will not get good results.
Hey, Paul Boyd, welcome.
About 4 ounces is the limit on these bottom pours. Because they don't pour fast enough and that lead will start to harden before it gets all the way poured. And you come out with a thing that just looks like it's got striations. It's got layers. And you'll see it. You just don't get a good looking sinker out of it.
Yeah, fish don't know the difference.
I've been told they'll break. I've never had one break, but I've been told that they will. I had a guy buy some sinkers one time and absolutely go bananas over it.
I've got 16, 20, and 24 ounce bank sinker molds, and I've never had one break.
So I've got a 20-pound pot back here that's a ladle pour. So you get a big thing in there, get that ladle good and hot, and you can pour a pound of lead just whoosh, and you get better looking sinkers that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just whip it right in there.
2, 3, and 4. So we got those. There's his 4 cannonballs.
Turned out really nice.
We got a little bit of overflow on one. Let me show you this. This happens sometimes. Right around that eye, it got just a little extra lead.
922 crappie.
You can pull that out. You can pull that out with a pair of pliers or something, so it's not that big of a deal.
You also just dip it down in the lead and it'll run right off.
It'll take off too. Yep, let's do that. Yep, there you go. It cleaned up a little bit. I don't want you in there.
Railroad spikes, yeah, they would work good for sinkers.
Railroad spikes. Yep.
Spark plugs work good if
Spark
you're
plugs.
in rock.
Dad always had spark plugs in his tackle box.
They work good in rocks.
And you think about it, you're going to throw them out anyway.
Yeah,
Might as well get a little more use out of them.
that's right.
Of course, now spark plugs last 150,000 miles. So
They sure didn't used to.
no, they didn't used to, but they do now. Let's see. Let's put those back. Get in there, damn you. There you go. Let's see. And could drill the tips fairly easy for a center. That's a good idea too.
Yep.
That's a real good idea. So we'll put these cannonballs in here. All three of them kind of overflowed a little bit. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what causes that. I don't. (922) says, "How many you want? I got the tracks." I need some good railroad ties, good ones. Cross ties if I can find them. Get in there. All right, got those down. Mr. Gimpy, yep, we're making some sinkers tonight. I'm trying to replenish my supply. That one's doing that every single time. I don't.
Is your you don't have anything keeping it from going all the way shut, do you?
No, I don't see anything that's making it do it.
Well, it sounds like it's going all the way shut.
Yes, it's shut all the way. I can kind of see. I might be able to see some daylight through it. It could be I got the mold overheated and warped it.
That's possible.
And in that case, there ain't nothing you can do about it other than pick that extra little lead off your sinkers every time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's still cheaper than buying a new lead mold. Things like these, you don't, they tell you don't overheat the mold because it will warp. If you drop it, you might warp it.
I have done that and sent it back to do it, and I don't know if I didn't get a new one back. I didn't mark it or anything, but it didn't leak when it come back. So I don't know if they resurfaced it or just what.
I imagine you could probably open it up if you're real careful and you had a piece of glass with some good light sandpaper and kind of wet sand that just straight back and forth. You can do a poor man. I mean, you do heads that way. You could do a poor man's head surface.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'd be easier to do on that aluminum than
that it would be cast iron.
You bet.
It didn't do it as bad that time, but it did still do it. So I bet it might have a bit of a warp. So we're now at 3. And I tell you what, I'm only going to pour. Nope, we ain't using that. I'm only going to pour the 2s, 3s, and 4s. Now, I don't ever use that 1 ounce cannonball. The only person I know can bump with 1 ounce of lead is Mike Greenwell. So we'll pour 2s, 3s, and 4s for now. But I will say it's a fun hobby. It's an addictive hobby.
It is.
You'll buy one mold and you'll say, "Hey, I want to pour these," and the next thing you know, you're buying molds for all kinds of stuff.
That's right.
I've got a drawer back here just full of stuff.
I got a bunch of them. I do like pouring my own jig lead.
Now I can pour some jigs. I can pour Roadrunners.
Oh, you got a pony head mold?
You know what though? They're not worth it.
Why?
All the headache of getting the
getting the little piece in there.
Getting the piece in there and getting all the split rings and stuff put on.
Yeah,
I'd rather just buy my pony heads.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Irwin, how you doing tonight?
Hello, Mikey. What did it say? Cruz said, "Hell no, I stay off the ice." Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I ain't getting on the wire.
I had actually talked earlier today to James Dockery, and he's not feeling well, so it didn't happen. But I had talked to him about coming on tonight to talk about ice fishing.
Yeah, he's not been feeling too good here lately. I thought he was
going to talk to Parker, but Jerry Parker had to work late tonight, so, and I haven't even seen him in chat. He may not be home yet.
No, I haven't seen him in chat either.
All right, we got 5, 5, and 5. We'll pour one more in this, and then we'll pour some no rolls. About 14 molds. Some I'll never use. The weights now. Ocean fishing. Oh, yeah. You know, my favorite thing to pour is shaky heads for bass fishing.
Oh, yeah?
I love pouring shaky heads. And reason being, when I get done pouring them, I bought the football-shaped shaky head mold. I hit that on a belt sander, and I flat bottom those things to where they will stand up on their own.
Nice.
So when they hit the bottom with a worm on them, they stand up. You get less snags that way, and it seems like to me you get more bites that way. But shaky heading is fun, and they call it shaky heading, but you can dead stick those things and still catch fish. You just throw them out, let them sink, let them sit there, and then you on a slack line, and then you watch for your line to move, or you go to pick it up and you see it start taking off, and you just kind of give them a little bit of a pull, and then you've got a fish.
There you go.
Shaky heading is my favorite way to catch bass. We got to add some more lead to the pot here in a second.
Yeah, it looks like it. You're getting low.
It's getting almost empty. And after you do that, don't immediately put a ton of lead in the pot and then start pouring. Give it time to get up to temperature again, because you are cooling this pot down by putting that in there.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, quite a bit. Because this lead that I'm picking up right now is cold. There's a sinker, old no roll, some cannonballs. We ain't gonna put too much. Some of these things are bubbling, so I don't want to go too crazy. We'll let the bubbles finish.
Wonder if they got water in them.
That's my guess. They're oxidized to hell, so they probably have a little bit of water built up. But see, I added all that lead. Now that one I just put in, it ain't melting real fast.
Yeah.
Because the pot's
quite a bit.
Yep, pot's cold now.
I wonder if those 10-pound pots has got the same heating element in them as the 20.
I think they do.
They don't take mine very long to warm up.
No, it takes about a half hour to heat up 10 pounds of lead. Well, there's all my junk stuff that I had ready to throw in there. I've got some more somewhere. Oh. I got a bin full of sprues.
Z Skills Fishing says, "Sub fellas, thank you so much if you join. We appreciate it very much."
Ski Fishing. It's a new name. I don't think I've seen that one before.
That's first for me. Glad to have you in here.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We're just kind of, whoa, shit. It didn't do as bad as it looked, but
it looked like it was going everywhere.
For a second, I thought it was going to go everywhere, especially on meat. All right, there's a bunch of trash.
Danny says Josh is gently putting lead in. Never drop it.
No, don't.
Some on my hand. Hard lesson learned. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yep, don't drop it. Just
it's like putting fish in your oil and you're cooking it. Just real slow and steady.
Real slow. It's not a race. You just look at that. Look how shiny that is. That's good lead there.
Yep, that is good. Jeff Beal says melting some lead indicates that spring is slowly approaching.
Yep.
That is true.
That is the truth. So let's see. We're gonna put that cannonball mold away for a little while. Let it start cooling off. Okay.
Yeah, the bigger the sinkers are, the more chance you come to distorting the mold.
Oh yeah. So this is what are going to be our next one. This is a 3, 4, and 5 ounce cannonball mold. And I really wish they made these in 2, 3, and 4, but they don't. To get a 2, you have to get the one that's like a.
I guess mine's a 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Yeah. To get the 2, you got to get the one that's like 2 ounce and a half, 1 ounce and 3/4. And I'm like, I don't want all those small sizes. I don't use them.
Yeah, I've got that in tube, and I never use it.
They'd be good on some place like Baldwin.
Christina says, "Do not make me drive you to the ER tonight, Josh.
I ain't going to ER.
Don't want to guess what story you'd come up with or what happened to you."
Oh my God, yes. Last time I went to the ER, they about called the law.
I'm shocked.
They, I was supposed to fish a tournament with Terry Rogers. And if he's still in chat, he will remember this day because I ended up fishing that tournament with him. But I was supposed to fish a tournament with Terry. And I woke up late and I was scrambling to get ready. And I had thrown all my fishing clothes in the dryer the night before. So when I get that stuff, and I decide that somewhere in my mind it makes sense that if I go ahead and put my socks on by the dryer, I'll be that much further ahead. It'll help me get there fast. And so I do that, and I take off running through the house. And when I go to turn the corner in our house to go to our bedroom, my body turns the corner, and my feet with the socks on them just keep going the direction they were going.
Hardwood floor?
Yep. And my head hit the outside corner bead of a drywalled door archway at like Mach 10. And you know that corner bead's metal.
Oh.
I caught it with my forehead and my eyebrow, that kind of area.
Wow.
And when I hit, I mean, it was like, I ain't never been hit that hard in my life. And
it's sharp.
and I was like, shit, that's going to bruise. And I stuck my hand over my head, and when I brought my hand down, it was just nothing but blood. And I was like, oh, this is bad. So Christina, mind you, is about 8.5 months pregnant with John. And it is like 5 something in the morning. I go and I wake her up and I said, hey, I need you to look at this because I want to see, I couldn't see it. Obviously, it's above my eyes. So I wanted her to tell me how bad it was. Well, she wakes up, and I mean, just like as soon as she wakes up, she's just like, yep, that needs stitches. I'm like, all right, that's what I was wondering. So we go and get our stuff, and we go to the local ER so they can stitch me up. And they asked me what's wrong or what happened to me. And me being me, you know, I like to joke around. And I like to hang out with people that joke around. And so I told them, I said, well, evidently you don't piss off a pregnant chick. Because I thought that was funny.
I still think it's funny.
They did not find that funny at all.
Oh, it's sad that it's got to be that like that.
So I had to tell them what happened. And then a few minutes later, I got to tell somebody else from the hospital what happened. And a few minutes after that, somebody else was there to ask me what happened.
Wow.
I had no less than 5 or 6 people ask me what happened.
That's ridiculous.
They were making sure my story stayed the same.
Right.
Because they were wondering if she hit me with something. But now, Danny's heard this story on the boat. There is a video on my channel from that day. Terry and I fished a poor boys tournament out of Olmsted. And we didn't do too bad that day either. Oh, shoot. There we go. About overrun the mold. All right, so we got those. There's our no rolls. And you see those copper pins right there? Those are pull pins. And that's what your line goes through. Let me get a...
They also make those pull pins with wooden handles on them.
Oh, yeah, I've got a few of those for...
I like them a lot.
I've got those for my egg sinker molds.
Yep.
Let's see here. So we'll get us some vice grips. It's the best way to do these. Clip it on. First thing you want to do is just kind of rotate it. Free it up. And then I go to the underside of the desk and pull that out of there.
Again, that's something else that if you put a little oil of some kind on it, Pam cooking spray works real well. They'll pull right out, but don't let it get cold.
Oh, no. If you get cold, you're going to fight them.
And have spares because you're going to bend them. And
you're going to bend the hell out of them and
mess them up.
And understand that these are copper-clad steel.
Right.
And when that copper coating comes off of those, they don't come out of the mold real good after that.
Nope.
But they're cheap. A bag of 10 of them's like $5.
Yeah, they don't cost much.
So let's get the cannonballs put in a bin here. Let's see if this will.
Yeah, Ray says he puts a WD-40 on his full pins. That works good too.
Put some what?
WD-40.
Oh yeah, that works good too. I'm using mineral oil, but you use whatever works for you.
Whatever you got available and have an abundance of. A
little bit, you can kind of see that striation in those. That's a little bit of a cold pour, but on a no roll, I ain't worried about it.
Right.
They'll all work.
Beeswax works good, and it also works good on the hinges.
Beeswax works real good if people mind it.
Find somebody that redoes pool tabletops, and you'll find they'll have plenty of it.
Yeah. Now those pull pins will get hotter than hell too.
Yes, they will.
But I always just throw them down in my oil. I'll show that before I make this next pour. Get in there. Come here. All right, so there's my oil vat. It's even got a June bug in it or something.
Some kind
But,
of.
I think it's one of those stink bugs. It's a state bird of Illinois anymore.
Yeah, you could, Danny. You could use regular copper. I'll tell you something else you can use is a coat hanger.
Coat hanger works good. Don't use a plastic one, Danny.
Yeah, that's never good.
There we go. So we got 3 poured. Vice grips. They come right out of there. Did you see that?
Yep. When they're hot, they'll slide right out.
Yep.
When they get cooled off a little bit, they get tough.
And those look a little better.
Mark Barnum says the toilet bowl ring is beeswax, Josh.
Oh, yeah. That's what I use for fluxing lead when I'm cleaning lead. You buy you a wax ring for a toilet. It's cheap. You get you a big spoonful of that, put it in that molten lead, and it'll pull all that crap out of the lead.
Yeah.
Dang you. Stinking magnetic things.
Nice.
And you go. We got to get Nightbot working on Catfish Weekly.
I never could make it work.
And I know how to do it. I figured out what was wrong, but we got to do that one day. And then we can do giveaways.
Okay.
Because I used it to do giveaways during my New Year's Eve live.
Oh, yeah?
And it worked really, really well.
Good.
So next time we'll get that working, and next time I pour lead, we'll pour some stuff, and we'll give one of our viewers a little assortment of sinkers and stuff. But we're gonna put a caveat on there that if you catch a fish using a sinker that we sent you, you got to submit that to the bragging board.
There you go.
I think that sounds fair.
I do too.
Yeah, there. And we don't have us a bragging board tonight. I do have pictures that Jerry Parker was the only one that sent me any photos, I think. But
yeah, I don't think there's been too many people out fishing.
No, there's not been a lot of people fishing. Most of our stuff's covered with ice.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm hoping in a week or two this will be gone and I can get back at it.
Oh yeah, me too. There's a there where we can see that. So as that mold heats up, you notice that's not as wrinkly of a thing anymore.
It'll smooth out the hotter it gets.
It starts to smooth out. That's just with three pours and a starter pour, so that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Get there. Two. Get in there.
922 says, are those sinkers guaranteed to catch fish? They are all guaranteed to catch fish if you're in the right spot.
At the right time with the right bait.
That's right.
They are guaranteed to sink faster than Chad Fields' phone when you throw them in the water. Love you, Chad. Look, we got to add some.
Yeah, you're running low again.
Yeah, we'll add a couple ears of corn to the mix there.
And do you know what the weight on those are?
The corn?
Yeah.
I don't offhand. Probably 8 to 10 ounces, I would guess. Do, do, do. $9.22. When I broke my back, they asked what happened. I told them I tried to level the heart rate of speed. Administrators say, I don't know if I had suicide. Oh wow. Yeah, they don't have senses of humor in the ER about that kind of stuff.
Or much anything else, really.
They do have senses. They do have a sense of humor. They joke about stuff that they see. You know, people come in and have to get weird stuff done. Betty Cross will tell you stories about that.
I'm sure.
Let's see. So we got us some. That's 4 of those, 4 each of those. Let's do one more pour on them, and then we're going to call it a night.
All right.
And then I've got to send somebody a message, because if I can make it happen, we're going to have us a really cool show next week. I don't know if I can get it done, but if I can, I'll say this. When we can finally get this individual on, it's going to be a badass show.
Oh, cool.
And then 2 weeks from today, we've got Top Cat.
Yep.
With another new face, which is cool.
That is. That's awesome.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then I was thinking about, and I haven't ironed out all the details, so bear with me. But I was thinking about, get up there. At some point this year, we should do us a kids tournament. Live on Catfish Weekly, one like Saturday or Sunday or both if we got to.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to tell a kid they can't fish it.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So if we have to do 2 days, we do 2 days. I'm not going to tell a kid they can't fish it. But we get all those things situated. They do that one day this late spring, something like that. Like I said, we're trying to change it up a bit this year, just to bring you guys some better content, because we fell a little short last year. We admit that. Get in there. Let that go down there and try to. Oh, what that is on there.
Lance says he just sent that catfish he just painted to your messenger, Joe.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look at that real quick. Oh man, that's cool looking. Let me see if I can. Let's see. We're going to jump back over that way. Turn the old lead pot off real quick. Let it start cooling. And I don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, it will. Look at that.
Turned out pretty good, didn't it?
That is cool looking. So that's going to about probably do it for this evening, I think. Because it's horrible, you don't want it. Send it to Gippy. Yeah, Lance sent me a message. I believe it was yesterday. I saw he was posting a few pictures, and he's like, "Which one of these do you want?" So I got to choose.
Oh, that's cool.
So that worked out really well.
Yeah, I really like the looks of them. They look pretty neat.
He is making some awesome looking lures, and that's something that I've got an airbrush sitting back here. I haven't used it for. I've never used it for the stuff he's using it for. Usually, what I do is I'm cheap. So instead of buying demon dragons or whatever, I get on Amazon or Temu and I buy the blank ones.
If they're not sold out.
If they're not sold out. Temu is never sold out.
Really?
And I buy those things. Cost next to nothing. And I give them a quick thing with, I'll either rattle can them, or if it's too cold to rattle can, I can always come in here to use the airbrush.
Well, the rattle can, I guess, will seal them up.
Oh. Rattle can seals them up good, and usually what I'll do, I'll paint them with like a base coat of white. And then if you buy the Rust-Oleum fluorescent pink, before that white gets completely dry, just hit the top side of it. And those two paints don't like one another, and it makes a crackle effect.
Oh.
And so it'll be pink, but it'll have white lines all through it like it's broken. And on some of my home waters, those are the best colors to use, just old pink and white Demon Dragon.
Dennis Lawrence sent me some that I really liked a year or two ago. They were solid black.
Solid white?
Black.
Oh, really?
Solid black.
That's wild. I just got these in the other day.
There you go.
Kind of silver color with some holographic tape on there. Temu.
Danny, I tell you, I do need some squirrel tails, especially red ones. I just packaged them up or boxed them up and took them out, put them in my truck just this afternoon. I have done a lot of squirrel tails here recently, a lot, and the red ones are not as popular as they was when I was a kid. There's just not as many of them, seem like.
Yeah, you don't see as many fox squirrels.
Not this. The last one I done was a big one.
I killed them. I got 2 fox squirrel tails in salt. They're getting. Dockery told me how to salt them, and we're gonna try those out. So.
Yep. The next one I get that I harvest myself, I'm going to split it and skin it like they do the bucktails, and see if I can't salvage a little bit more use out of the squirrel tail. Because usually I just stick the tail in there and
let it go.
They don't take very long. You don't have any smell or nothing.
No.
The problem with squirrels, to be quite honest, is they're always full of fleas. So you have to be careful with them.
Oh man, I put a squirrel tail in the salt, and the next day I come out and was looking at that bag full of salt. You would not have believed the number of fleas that were in that bag.
Yeah.
That
That's
thing
why your
covered.
pets has got them. If you got a lot of squirrels in your yard, that's why your pets get fleas.
Yep. Yeah, everything was covered in fleas.
Yep.
But Lyle, I think that's going to just about do us for this evening. We started late, but we ran long, so that works out good.
It was a great show. You done a bang up job, Josh, and I'm glad to see everybody participated in chat. Had a good show.
Yep. So everybody will be back next week, and hopefully got us a real cool show. Hopefully Chad will be back with us next week too. And if you get out and you do some fishing as that water starts to open back up across the country, catch some fish, send it into the bragging board. That's pics at theweekendangler.com. You can always find that through the bragging boards on the Catfish Weekly YouTube page. Always has that address listed, and we'll be happy to put them up there. So if you got ideas for shows, send me a message. Tell me what you'd like to see, and we'll see about getting that done, because we're always looking for new ideas. And after as many years as Catfish Weekly's been on the air, sometimes it's difficult to come up with new content. So
it is, and we're not about copying what everybody else is doing. As a general rule, we try to. There's plenty of ideas out there. They just sometimes are just a little hard to come up with. The guy that said that there is no new ideas is ignorant as can be.
Oh, absolutely.
There's plenty of new ideas.
There's always something.
Got to think of something.
So have a great week, everybody. Appreciate you watching tonight, and